are going to be recording a podcast in the radio hall, you'll likely be using this X32 Mixer. Now to turn this on, you just reach around behind the right-hand side and you can feel a switch right there. Then it'll take a minute to boot up. You'll see the screen light up with the X32 logo. It'll take a few seconds for the thing to get started, and then you can start dealing with the settings. Okay, so we've got a microphone here in our shock mount on the stand. We are going to take the female end of the cable, and you can see that there's a little ridge, or you can feel there's a little ridge there. That lines up with a little ridge, a little slot in the bottom of the microphone to make sure that all of the prongs go in the right way. So with that connected in the front, let's go and connect it around the back. So we carry on round back to the back of the mixer. We're just going to plug this into input 1 here, and again we're going to make sure that our prongs line up with the holes. Plug it in and you'll hear a nice little click. So now that we've got our microphone plugged in, we're going to look at getting it set up as a channel on the mixer. And that's going to be primarily up in this area right here, but we're also going to be dealing with channel strip 1 here and some of the stuff that gets displayed on the screen. Okay, so now that we've got our microphone plugged in, we can start getting it set up here. So the first thing that we're going to do is, because it's a condenser microphone, we're going to need to supply it phantom power, so 48 volt. This switch here needs to be switched on. You can see the light lights up, and now we're going to start getting a level on our microphone. Check, 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 check. So we're watching this meter here. Check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Okay, so that level seems good. If I turn it up any more, check, 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 I start to see that red light, that clip light. That's a bad thing. That means we're distorting. It's too loud. So we're going to turn it down a little bit. We get some green level, we get some yellow level. That looks great to me. The next step here is our high pass filter, aka the low cut filter. And what this does is it removes any really low frequencies. So this would be something like a truck rumbling outside, or maybe thunder, something like the kind of stuff that you don't really need in your voice. So just really super low elements. So we're going to enable it. You can hit this view button here if you want to see it on the screen. So we'll hit view, and then I'm going to turn it up to about 50. So that'll get rid of some of the lowest, some of the worst rumble stuff. It won't affect anybody's voice. Generally, you can cut up to around 80 or 100 without taking a lot of stuff out of a male voice, and then higher, above 100 for a female voice. But generally, I like to cut out kind of just as little as I possibly need to, and then fix the rest in post. So the next section is called the gate. So we're going to turn it on, and then we're also going to view it on the main screen so we can see what it's doing. So I'm going to hit view, and then on the screen you can see this little dot bouncing up and down, and once I turn up the threshold, you can see it gets quiet. So this can help if you've got a noisy background, you only want your voice to be coming in when you're talking, and when you stop talking, or say you're interviewing someone, you want your host mic to be muted while the guest is talking. This is one way that you could achieve that. The next setting on here, we'll view it, is called dynamic. So this is a compressor. And what this does is it makes the times that you get really loud a little bit quieter, and it makes the times that you get quieter a little bit louder. It generally just kind of squashes everything together, so nothing is way too loud, nothing is way too quiet. Everything sits nice and even in the middle. So when it's turned all the way up, it's not having any effect at all. And then as we turn it down, you can see when I get really loud, the gain reduction meter starts to go, meaning it's turning me down when I get loud, and it's turning me up when I'm quieter. The last section that we're going to look at is the equalizer section. So we'll turn it on, we'll hit view, and we can take a look at it on the main screen. So the equalizer will show you the exact frequencies of your voice. It's a pretty cool display, and for a lot of people it is a little bit overwhelming because they're not quite sure what to do. So we'll keep it fairly simple, and I'll just go over a couple of things. The left side here is the low frequencies, so that's like rumbles and booms. The mid frequencies are where most of human speech lies, and then the upper frequencies, that's where you get things like clarity and ease of understanding. So for an example, if someone is sounding kind of muffled, you could go to the high end and you could boost that up a little bit, and then that would clear up their voice a little bit. Same if they're a little too weak, they need a little more space, they need a little more power, you can give them a little boost in the bottom end.